The perfect crime that shocked America. Imagine boarding a commercial flight. A quiet man in a business suit sits in the back row. He orders a drink, lights a cigarette, and calmly hands a note to a flight attendant. At first, she thinks he's flirting. Then she reads the message. "I have a bomb." Within hours, this mysterious passenger would collect $200,000 in ransom, parachute out of a Boeing 727 into a stormy night, and disappear forever. No body was ever found. No confirmed sighting was ever made. More than 50 years later, the mystery remains unsolved. This is the incredible story of D.B. Cooper, the man who committed one of the most famous unsolved crimes in American history. Chapter 1. Thanksgiving Eve. November 24th, 1971, Portland, Oregon, the day before Thanksgiving. Air travel was very different in the 1970s. Passengers didn't go through airport security. No metal detectors, no ID checks, no baggage scanners. At Portland International Airport, a middle-aged man purchased a one-way ticket for Northwest Orient Flight 305 bound for Seattle. The ticket cost just $20. He identified himself as Dan Cooper. Witnesses described him as around 40 years old, approximately 6 feet tall, wearing a dark business suit, white shirt, black tie, and sunglasses. Nothing about him appeared suspicious. He looked like an ordinary businessman, and that was exactly what he wanted. Chapter 2. The Note. Shortly after takeoff, Cooper called a flight attendant named Florence Schaffner. He handed her a folded note. Assuming it was a phone number, she placed it in her purse. Cooper leaned closer and quietly said, "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." The message was chilling. When she sat beside him, Cooper opened his briefcase. Inside appeared to be wires, batteries, and red cylinders. Whether it was a real bomb remains unknown, but nobody was willing to take the chance. Cooper calmly explained his demands. He wanted $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. He remained remarkably calm. No shouting, no threats, no panic, just confidence. Chapter 3. The Ransom. As the aircraft circled Seattle, authorities rushed to meet his demands. Banks gathered the money. The FBI recorded every serial number on the bills. Parachutes were delivered, and emergency teams prepared for the plane's arrival. When Flight 305 landed in Seattle, Cooper released all passengers. Only a few crew members remained on board. Authorities hoped the ordeal was over. Instead, it was only beginning. Cooper ordered the plane back into the air. His destination? Mexico City. But he had something else in mind. Chapter 4. The Jump. It was dark, cold. Rain pounded the aircraft. The Boeing 727 flew at approximately 10,000 feet, somewhere over the forests of the Pacific Northwest. Cooper instructed the crew to remain in the cockpit. Then he moved toward the rear stairs. At approximately 8:13 p.m., a warning light activated. The aircraft suddenly shifted. Something had happened. D.B. Cooper had jumped into darkness, into freezing weather, into one of the most dangerous parachute jumps imaginable, and he was carrying $200,000 in cash. The crew never saw him again. No one knows exactly where he landed. No one knows if he survived, and no one knows where the money went. Chapter 5. The Massive Manhunt. The FBI launched one of the largest investigations in its history. Agents searched forests, mountains, rivers, and remote wilderness. Thousands of suspects were investigated. Hundreds were interviewed. But no trace of Cooper appeared. Then, in 1980, a young boy made a shocking discovery. While digging on a riverbank near the Columbia River, he uncovered bundles of decaying cash. The serial numbers matched Cooper's ransom money. It was the first major physical evidence ever found. But it only deepened the mystery. How did the money get there? And where was the rest? More than 5 decades later, the mystery of D.B. Cooper remains unsolved. Did he survive the jump? Did he die in the wilderness? Or did he successfully disappear and live out the rest of his life under a different identity. The FBI officially suspended active investigation in 2016. But the legend lives on, because somewhere in the forests of the Pacific Northwest, the truth may still be waiting. And perhaps the greatest question remains, was D.B. Cooper a criminal, or the only man to ever get away with the perfect skyjacking? What do you think? Let me know your theory in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to True Crime History for more unsolved mysteries and criminal investigations.